Sign 1. She watches you when she thinks you're not looking. Sometimes the strongest form of love doesn't shout. It hides quietly, in silence, in subtle glances, in the space between words. A woman in love but too afraid to reveal it will often expose herself through her eyes. When she assumes you're distracted, she'll be looking at you. She studies your face, your hands, your expressions, as if trying to capture you in memory. Why the secrecy? Because her fear blocks honesty. Maybe she's afraid of rejection. Maybe she thinks admitting it will shift the dynamic between you. Maybe she guards herself because of past hurt. So instead of openly showing affection, it leaks out in fleeting glances she hopes you won't notice. But you will notice. You'll feel the weight of her gaze. You'll sense her eyes linger longer than they should. Psychologists call this micro-expression leakage, when true emotions slip through in subtle, unconscious behaviors. Her lips may curve into a faint smile when you speak. Her pupils might widen. Her body may lean slightly closer. All signs her heart is racing ahead of her words. Most men dismiss this, thinking it's coincidence. But the Stoic man notices patterns. If her gaze keeps returning, if her body language opens unconsciously around you, if she looks when she thinks you won't catch her, it's not random. It's love spilling out in the only way she feels safe to reveal it. Love always hides in the eyes first. And no matter how afraid she is, her eyes will reveal the truth her lips won't dare say. Sign 2. She gets nervous around you in ways she doesn't with others. Another hidden sign of love is nervous tension. Subtle changes in her body and voice that only appear in your presence. To everyone else, she might appear calm, playful, even confident. But when you're near, her rhythm changes. She stumbles on words, laughs too quickly, fiddles with her hair, or plays with objects around her. These aren't flaws, they're signals. Why does it happen? Because love disrupts composure. When feelings run deep, the stakes feel high. She wants to impress you to seem attractive, to avoid mistakes. That pressure leaks out as nervous energy. Psychologists call this arousal misattribution. When heart rate, adrenaline, or tension spike, the mind often mislabels it as nervousness. But at its core, it's attraction. Her biology betrays her fear of being exposed. Pay attention to contrast. Watch how she behaves with others, friends, co-workers, strangers. If she's relaxed with them, but suddenly shifts when you're near, it's not chance. Your presence carries more weight. She can't help but feel the pressure of your approval. Most men confuse this for disinterest. They think, she's awkward, she must not be into me. The truth is the opposite. Indifference is smooth, detached, calm. Love breeds chaos. A woman who doesn't care stays composed. A woman who cares deeply but hides it will stumble. Her body exposes secrets her mouth won't. The Stoic man doesn't tease or mock her awkwardness. He notices quietly, respects the vulnerability, and keeps his composure. Because her nervousness isn't weakness, it's proof. Proof her heart beats differently when you walk into the room. Sign 3. She remembers the smallest things about you. Love doesn't always shout in big gestures. More often, it hides in the smallest details. A woman secretly in love will still collect fragments of you. She remembers the story you shared about your childhood months ago. She recalls how you take your coffee. She notices the tone in your voice when you're tired or frustrated. This isn't casual memory, it's emotional imprinting. When a woman is secretly in love, her brain tags your moments as significant. Psychologists call this selective attention bias. Our minds naturally filter the world, holding on to what matters most. If she remembers details others overlook, it's because you've become her focus. But since she's afraid, she doesn't confess it directly. Instead, it slips out in small ways. You casually mention something, and she finishes the sentence. You bring up a random preference, and she already knows. You're surprised she remembers, but she shrugs it off. For her, those details aren't small. They're proof of how much space you take up in her mind. The Stoic man doesn't overreact or pressure her. He simply observes. Because remembering tiny things is never random, it's love disguised as attention. Even if she hides her words, her memory betrays her. A woman can conceal her voice, but not what she chooses to remember. Sign 4. She gets jealous, even when she tries to cover it. Jealousy is one of the rawest signs of hidden love. A woman who doesn't care won't react when you mention another woman. But one who secretly loves you will feel a sting of possessiveness. Even if she hides it, you'll see it in micro-reactions. Her tone shifts when another woman's name comes up. She suddenly grows quiet when you mention someone else. She cracks a sarcastic joke, laughs it off, or changes the topic. These aren't random, they're masks. She's jealous but too scared to admit why. Psychologists call this suppressed jealousy. When rejection is feared, possessiveness gets buried because showing it feels unsafe. But emotions leak through regardless, in voice, in expression, in behavior. The Stoic man doesn't use this against her. He doesn't mock or amplify it, he sees it as a signal. Jealousy without claim is proof of hidden love. It shows she feels more than she dares admit. Here's the paradox: jealousy hurts, yet it's addictive. Each time she feels it, she's reminded how much she cares, and the more she buries it, the clearer it becomes. So when you notice her subtle reactions in conversations about other women, understand this: she's not moody. She's revealing in the only safe way she knows that you already belong to her heart. Sign 5. She finds excuses to be near you. A woman secretly in love, but too afraid to say it, will create reasons to circle around your world. On the surface, it looks casual. I was just in the area, or I thought you might need help. But underneath, these aren't coincidences, they're strategies. Subtle ways to stay close without confessing. Psychologists call this proximity seeking. When we're emotionally drawn to someone, we unconsciously seek closeness. Even if she can't say, "I love you," her actions whisper it. She adjusts her schedule to cross paths with you, volunteers for things she doesn't need to, lingers longer than she should before leaving. Most men misread this as friendliness, but patterns tell the truth. If she consistently makes excuses to be around you, excuses that don't quite add up, it's her heart doing the planning. The Stoic man doesn't chase, overanalyze, or pressure her into confessing. He simply observes. Because in a world where time is guarded, the woman who repeatedly gives you hers has already revealed the secret she hides. She's in love. Sign 6. She opens up emotionally, then pulls away. One of the clearest yet most confusing signs of hidden love is the push and pull of vulnerability. She'll let her guard drop, sharing a past story, revealing a fear, admitting a dream she doesn't tell others. In that instant, she invites you into her inner world. But just as quickly, she retreats, laughs it off, changes the subject, pretends it wasn't serious. Why? Because opening up feels risky. To love is to gamble, and if she's afraid of rejection, of ruining the dynamic, of her own emotions, she instinctively pulls the drawbridge back up after lowering it. Psychologists call this emotional approach avoidance conflict, the desire for closeness clashing with the fear of its consequences. So she oscillates, step forward, step back, heart revealed, then hidden. To you it may feel confusing. One moment, deep connection, the next distance. But to the trained eye, it's clear. It's love battling fear. She wants to give more of herself, but caution holds her back. The Stoic man doesn't chase during retreat. He doesn't punish her for pulling away. He stays steady, allowing her to return when ready. Because every time she opens up, even briefly, she's showing love in the only way she can. And the paradox is this: the safer she feels in your presence, the less she retreats. Over time, fear dissolves, and what was once hidden finally steps into the light. If you want to uncover more truths about female psychology, the feelings women carry but never say, hit subscribe right now, and drop the word whisper in the comments if you've ever noticed a woman showing love in silence rather than words. Because once you learn these signs, you'll never doubt her feelings again.